couple of bits over there. There's a whole lot across the top. And there's a whole lot across the bottom. And I'm disoriented. I'll go up here. I can run across this bottom edge. So, of course, the other question is, how long does it take grass to grow? But I probably shouldn't be in too much of a hurry to get the sheep. So that's going to entail extra time spent caring for them. So I'll just finish off this bottom corner here. It's quite an agile plough for its size on length. Because of the placement of that support wheel, rotates very nicely. Okay, drop the plough, but at least next year we'll be cultivating this field rather than ploughing it. Usually works out as a faster job. Looks like there's a tiny bit I missed there, but when I get close to it, it doesn't. So anyway, okay, so we have a couple of patches along the edge here. We've got those done. I'll probably finish along the main road once we've done the large area on the what would it be, west side of the field. So a couple of bits missed in the middle there. I may do some additional gameplay offline or off stream. Plough the field to our right, number 3. And maybe buy some new fields before next week. This time next week should be a normal day for streaming. I think we're looking at least one more weekend in this house with our former foster kids. Not this week since there's a few inches of snow on the ground, and probably not towards mid-late February, which is when we need to get everything packed up and moved out. Again, I might be able to get back to Ungertsheim on Monday. Other streaming this week, probably not. Although I may look at some small European Truck Simulator runs, maybe, but nothing promised. Once we get settled into our new home, we'll be looking at a more stable streaming schedule. It would be nice if the plough lines actually followed where the plough was. Show how bad I am at ploughing. So I think this is worth another trip along the bottom of this field. There and back again, and then we'll fill in this area. So hopefully do what we can to get all of that and the next bit. Looking quite good. Again, I could be using a subsoiler for this, but I seem to use subsoilers on all of my small farms. Using a proper plough is kind of a thing for me. Oh, I need to go back and come around again. So it looks like there are a few bits there that need to get done, which won't. They don't need to get done, but I'm going to do them anyway. Because this is what, if you don't plough, then there's a penalty to the yield. But that penalty is then every single year, because if this is the only time I ever plough this field, we're gonna have bits that suffer from the penalty. But that said, we're not looking at a very big penalty, because tiny little bits of field mist, we're going to plant seed and some of it's probably not going to germinate, and not germinating seed is worse than seed planted on not ploughed land. At least if it's not ploughed land, the seed that grows isn't quite as good as it could be. Seed that doesn't germinate isn't anything. It's a total lack of income from a plot of ground that you planted seed on. Okay. First thing this morning, I was considering possibly getting 2 ploughs. How are we doing? We are game time, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 20 after 1. So the way I look at it, it's probably, we don't need any more for the amount of work we have to do. We'll probably get field 1 ploughed this game day afternoon, and we will possibly get field 3 ploughed tomorrow. But we've got another tractor that's going to be liming, and it's going to take far less time to lime this field than it does to plough it. So I can set the Challenger loose on this field for spreading lime, and it will probably be done spreading lime before this tractor finishes field 1 ploughing. So I can get it's only 4 degrees Celsius at the moment, ground temps, so I probably don't want to plant anything today. Unless the temperature goes up way more in the afternoon. So I could plant this field with oats and the other one with canola. Just not sure right now. Oats has a lower yield than wheat and barley, but a higher value. I think it has higher straw content, but I'm not sure. Never really done that test. What I'm going to do now is just run the straight line here. Did I go down? Yes, it did. Okay. The weather says it's cloudy, so I'm pretty sure we're not going to get the ground warming up too much today. Looks like I missed some bits there. If I notice them, I'll do them, but trying not to be so OCD about it these days. Get the job done and move on. Let's do that and weather. So yeah, it's a cool day. Tomorrow midday is going to be warm, so I would expect seeding tomorrow afternoon. Oops, that's the edge of the map again. That's quite effective. Well, not bad. It's pretty much taken the entire stream for this field to get ploughed. But I'm nearly all done. And maybe by next week I'll have figured out GPS and other stuff. As I said, once we've got GPS figured, I might load up Courseplay and see if I can figure that out too. Because I think we're probably going to need it on this map. Especially with the general size of the support equipment. Yeah, most of our thing, our road going equipment is going to be about 40,000 litres. Maybe a tiny fraction more. The haulers we use on the field are going to be 30,000 litres and under. Which is going to involve a lot of trucking between the field and back to the yard. And if I can leave that up to something like Courseplay, then that may be the way to go. Actually struggling with this. Okay, so that part of the field we are not making 7 miles an hour while ploughing or holding the plough in the ground. It's not because of any maintenance problems. Okay, that bit is done. How's this tractor looking? Oh wow. Improved dirt textures on the tractor. I approve. Problem with the Farm Sim 17 mods by CMT, his dirt mask wasn't particularly good, and so the tractors kind of had magic green paint. They never got dirty, except under the wheel wells where the tyres are. So this one has definitely made a lot of dirt. However, the steering wheel's over there. Does this have interactive control? Don't know what that's for. Oh, maybe I have to select the tractor. Oh, left Alt C controls it. Okay. Show hide. Hire worker. Don't know how to bring the steering wheel down. Yeah, now there was, what was it? There is an auto drive mod for 19, which basically allows you to set up road routes, and then if the tractor's on a field, I can say, oh, drive to the store, as an example, and it will then drive off the field to the nearest. Did I not lift that up? No. It will drive off the field to the nearest, plotted route, and then follow that route down to the store. I've not used the mod. But I think the other problem is, obviously, I've got traffic turned on, so heading from the farm to the store is going to be a challenge even for courseplay. It's something I did have it's one of the reasons I didn't take more time to learn how courseplay worked in FS19 was because I tried it on, I think, Chellington, and I found that the tractors were constantly wrapping themselves around trees when they went with different sized pieces of equipment on a trip, and it was just, I can drive this easier by myself. Plus I really didn't have enough equipment to warrant running courseplay. I can do a helper on the field while I'm driving from here to the store, and I've done that already multiple times today. But around the farm, traffic isn't an issue. They only run up and down the main road. So running from this field down to the yard, emptying a grain trailer and coming back again, not a big issue, and could very well work with courseplay. Okay, I think that could be us. There's a bit left there. Completely done. And there's a patch here that looks wrong, so I will drop this here. Yeah. Lift that up, and we will drive over here and flip the plow. So again, another open entrance to a field. We'll pull that up and we can check field 2. So field 2, not red anymore. It is green. So It needs ploughed. This one's going to need to be limed. This one needs to be ploughed and then limed. So the helpers aren't too much of a problem. I mean, this is not a square field, but he was working at an angle which I don't think was a 45-degree angle. More 30 degrees, possibly. Maybe 22.5. So the workers are a little bit more functional here. Off you go. No, don't go. Let's put the plough on that side. There we go. And now off you go. So it allows me to run away from it then without getting in the way. So I'm going to have a little bit on the edge of that field to do. But this is looking fine. There's a bit there. Missed that. Ah well. Oh, bits here. Miss those. But it's not a big deal. And the Land Rover. I'll take this back down to the yard. Oh. Up to the sheep, and this is into the yard. We'll get used to this as time goes by. And I guess, yeah, dog daddy's home. Oh. Oops. Okay, that's a bit weird. Should be fixed. It's a right-hand drive vehicle, but you get out on the left. There you go, food. Okay then, let's go find the Challenger and hook it up to the lime spreader. Do have a lime station on this farm, so that's I think that's not too bad. Lime is relatively cheap, and the lime on the pallets isn't much of a saving. Ooh, that settled. I should probably front wait for that. We'll see. But for now, we will run around here. Oh yeah. Do not have the variable spread rate thing mod loaded. Good grief. Wow. And everybody wants to send text messages. Happy New Year. Oh yes. Snowplow guy wants his payment. Which is totally awesome. And with any luck, the last one he's getting from us. Okay. Let's get this thing unloaded. Well, you didn't have to spray it all over the road. Left Alton one. Okay. Let's do that. That'll do, I think. Okay, so I'm going to call the stream at this point because I'm getting hungry. I will wish you all a good weekend. I intend to be back on Monday with another... turn right, turn left. Yeah, left is good. Another instalment of Ungertheim. But in the meantime, everybody have a great weekend, and for now, I'm out of here.